Hi everyone, I am back with another video. This is the supply video for the 2017 Mickey and Minnie card series, which you guys had given quite a few different suggestions when I released the Halloween card for the 2016 series, because I asked you guys what kind of card to make for 2017. So I did look up a few of your suggestions. Some of them I liked, and some of them I'm not 100% thrilled with, and thought that they might be a little more difficult than I wanted to make them. I tend to get a lot of new crafters that seek out my channel, and I'm all about simple and easy, especially when it comes to a different kind of card fold. I don't want someone to feel overwhelmed trying to make a really cute card. So the card that I chose to do is the corner fold card, and it was suggested by Liza Handerhan. I think that's how you say her name. It's right there. So thank you for suggesting this one. I really like it. So this is the base of it. The base will be black again. So this is what the base looks like, and this piece here, you're going to be cutting in the middle of the card here, as you can see, and then folding. Some of you may already know how to make this card, some of you may not, but I will walk through the steps in each video. So that's the card that I'll be making for the whole series. So this is just the supplies that I will be using. Some of you like to know ahead of time so you can follow along, and so that's why I'm doing the video. The stamp set that I'm actually using for the insides of the cards, I have to move the camera really quick. Forgot to pull this one out. Instead of using the Itty Bitties stamp set from Stampin' Up!, I have chose, this is the number of it, and I know some people had searched on eBay and places like that to try to find this, and it's kind of difficult to find. It's just these little tiny stamps that are super small. I used them for the insides of the cards because they were just perfect. So I'm not going to be using this set this time. I chose to use some small stamps that are easier for you guys to get a hold of. So these are the ones that I'm going to use. These are sticks by Stamps by Judith, and I will link her website excuse me, down in the description for you so you guys can find these. She has several different styles to choose from. She's also got some sticks which are slightly larger. So the rubber part looks like this. So these are the stubbies and these are the sticks. Now she's got more stubbies than she does the sticks, I will tell you that much, and they're slightly larger in size. So your preference on if you want the larger one or smaller ones. She tends to have the same in both sizes for the majority of most of the designs that she has up there. These are the ones that I'm going to be using for the whole series, so there's 12 of them here. This is what they look like, and it's a list of their name and numbers, so if you guys wanted to look this up on her website, you totally can, and you can reference the name and number of the stick that I'm using. So there's that, if you want to pause and write it down or whatever. So there's that, and what they look like stamped. I just used Memento ink on that. So, like usual, you're going to need ribbon. I'm going to use the eyelet ribbon that I purchased at Michael's. And you can also get this ribbon at Hobby Lobby and Walmart, probably Joann's, places like that. So if you don't have access to a Michael's, you can still get this other places. I really like the eyelet ribbon. So colors are just personal preference. I just pulled this one out for show. I'm also going to be using Stampin' Dimensionals and the basic rhinestones. So if you guys have these or want to get a hold of these, my Stampin' Up! Website is always in the description below. You're going to, of course, need your Mickey heads, and that's these little these little guys here, and these are created using circle punches. The head is a 1-inch circle and the ears are a 5/8 inch circle, and I do have a video on how I make these that I will also put in the a link in the description for you. Ink, as far as ink goes, I will be using Stampin' Up! Or Memento ink, whichever one matches that pattern paper for the month. Then punches, I'm still going to be using my Modern Label and my Word Window punch, and these are both retired punches from Stampin' Up! So you can't currently go to a demonstrator and order these. You may be able to find them on eBay or something like that if you really desperately want to look for them. That's your choice, but whatever kind of cutout you want to do for your sentiments is totally up to you. Those are just the ones, like I said, that I'll be using. I've got 3 different stamp sets that I will be going between, and only one of these 3 stamp sets is current, so 2 of them are retired. The current one is the Teeny Tiny Wishes that you can still get, so that's one. The majority of my sentiments come from this one. I also have an old Hostess set called Express Yourself. It's got more of a fancier font to it, so sometimes I use this one. And then there's also one called And Many More. So if you guys have these, or well, you can probably find them on eBay again also, but I'm not really sure. You don't have to hunt these down, honestly. You can just use whatever sentiments that you have. So these are just the ones that I have, and so I'll just be using these. Another thing that is current is the size block that I'm going to be using. The clear block, it's a size G. And this is current in our catalog also. It fits all of these sentiments perfectly, especially the Teeny Tiny Wishes. Then you're going to need some cardstock, and I'm using black cardstock for my base, and I'm using white and some very vanilla for my matting. So those are the 3 main cardstock colors. You can totally change those if you'd like. I'm going to use this paper pad again, so for those of you who followed along with the 2016 series and you still have this pad, or you want to follow along with the 2017, this pad is available. It's sold at Hobby Lobby. It's by the Paper Studio. I get it when it's half off, and it's just a really great pad because the size of the prints are perfect for cards. They're smaller, and it's just a really, really great pad. I love this pad. So I'm going to use it again. And like I said, if you've got it from before and you still have, you should have paper left over. There's a ton of paper in this pad. So that's the pad. Unless you've got a different seasonal pad you want to use or whatever. So that's just the one I'm using. Then you're going to need something to score with. I always use my small Martha Stewart scoreboard. So that and my bone folder here, but you're going to need a cutter or trimmer, and I've got the Stampin' Up! One here. And I used to have the rotary attachment on it, but I no longer have the rotary because they discontinued the rotary. So back to just using the little, I don't even know what you call this piece, but this little blade. So the reason you're going to need this kind of cutter, so Fiskars makes one kind of the same, so if you've got a Fiskars one or whatever, that's totally fine too. You need to have the measurements on this little bar here where your paper goes and your blade is being housed, because there's 4 different measurements that we're going to be using along this bar here. And so if you've got the Stampin' Up! One, then you've already got the scoring and the cutting in one. This comes with a score blade also. I just don't use it. So I went ahead and marked my measurements on my cutter with some white skinny washi tape. I just took a piece of this and then I actually cut it again in half to make it thinner. and I just wrote the measurements on there and marked them, because when I stick a piece of black cardstock in here, I can't see the, that little piece of washi keeps coming up. I can't see the numbers underneath here because they're kind of a dark brown. So I went ahead and measured out these, and I will go over all the measurements and everything with you guys in the first video of the card making. So we'll kind of get a close-up of the cutting, and then you guys can kind of take it from there. But the reason you need this kind of cutter is because you're going to be cutting the middle part of this card out. So you're going to want something. You can't do this with a rotary, it would be just a big mess. And you could actually do some measuring and use an X-Acto knife if you want to. I've not done that because I do have a cutter that's going to accommodate what I'm trying to make. So I recommend this one or something similar to this style of trimmer. So that's about it. Other than anything else that you want to add or take away or replace or whatever, because this is totally personal preference on how you guys want your cards to look. I just give you the general of the series on how I do them, and you're always able to change anything that you may or may not like. So that's it. That's all of the information I have. Links will be in the description, and the 2017 series will be started in December due to it being another New Year card. So December you will actually get 2 videos. You'll get the last of the 2016 series and the beginning of the 2017. So keep an eye out for that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!